Don't mind the reflection. It's just light over the table. But I'm just working out this new view right here. See if you like it. And welcome to another coffee break. I hope you're doing good. I hope you've been enjoying some good cups of coffee. And here we go. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for everyone who is liking, following, and leaving us a comment. I hope that these short coffee breaks are helpful to you. They're very much helpful to me. So here we go. Today I'm gonna focus on navigating through tough times with resilience. Why am I gonna touch on that today? Well, guess what? We all go through tough times, whether it be at work, whether it be relational with your marriage, your friends, you name it. Maybe it's financial, you know, things are getting more expensive. Sometimes we don't make enough money, business is slow, and maybe a transition in a job is long, and you know, we have to wait for certain things to hit at certain times. And sometimes we just have stress, sometimes we just go through loss, sometimes our car breaks down. Tough times happen. And when tough times happen, it really tests us. And you know, trust me, I enjoy, you know, just putting positive messages out there, but every message I put out there is meant to work. It's meant to be put to practice in a real life scenario. And so let me just say this, I've had some testing times, you know, at my feet here lately, and they really have tested me all around as a man, as a person. And I have learned a lot in the past month. And with that being said, I have to look into things that help me grow, help me stay focused. And whenever I see a positive return, I want to share it with you. And so here we go. The first thing for navigating through tough times with resilience, here we go. Number one is this, is acknowledge your emotions. That it's difficult to know. How do I feel? And do I need everyone to know how I feel? Do I need everyone to know that I'm vulnerable, that I'm down, that I'm weak, that I'm sad, that I'm not so joyful at the moment? And a lot of us would say, no, I don't want no one to know. I got to show face. And yes, to a certain extent, I understand. But then there comes a point where you have to acknowledge your emotions before your emotions get the best of you at the worst time. And you know what I mean, right? Because it builds up. And you know what they say, pressure busts a pipe. And so here we go. In difficult times, it's crucial to recognize and acknowledge my emotions, understanding that it's okay to feel overwhelmed, sad, and frustrated. Overwhelmed, sad, and frustrated. You know, it's hard to, you know, it's easier to say, you know what, I like a lot of things on my plate. I'm a doer, I'm a multitasker. Look at me, I'm on top of it. Yeah, that all looks good for social, don't get me wrong, but this is beyond social. This is like personal. How are you How are you doing? How are you moving? How are you feeling, right? If there existed, let's say, your own Instagram page and it was just meant to mirror you, how would you see yourself if you were honest? What would the post, what would the reels look like? Would you show that you're overwhelmed? Would you show that you're a little sad and frustrated? On social media that the world sees, we tend to hide those things. And so hiding it doesn't help anything. But that's also like the downfall of social media, right? And so what's your social media? What's your platform for you look like? Allow yourself the space to experience these emotions without judgment. Don't be hard on yourself if you have to say, I'm overwhelmed, I have to pull back. I know I sold this, I know I promised this, and I know I said I could do this and that at the same time because I'm a go-getter, because I'm smart, because I'm a businessman that goes 100 miles an hour. Well, sometimes 100 miles an hour is dangerous. Sometimes one needs to slow down. And the no judgment zone, that's on you, man. Can I look in the mirror and say, you know what, Sam? You sell yourself as this, but this time you're not going to come through, make some adjustments before it turns into something that could harm you, physically or health-wise, or just with stress alone. You can probably list a few things that are negative that come just from stress. And so acknowledging your emotions is so important. Number 2, cultivate a growth mindset, right? Not in the sense that I want to be better, I want to do more, I love to learn, to teach. Now, I'm not talking about that kind of growth mindset. I'm talking about the one that says, you know what, I thought I knew something, I need to relearn it. You know what, maybe what I knew, I was too ahead of myself. Let me backtrack a little bit and learn the basics. Let me humble myself. Let me learn what I thought I knew. Let me get better at what I thought I was the best at. And so during challenging times, adapting a growth mindset can make a significant difference. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable roadblocks, see them as, here you go, opportunities for personal and emotional growth. This has nothing to do with a bunch of likes. This has nothing to do with the persona that you're putting out there, the brand that you're putting out there. That has nothing to do with that. This has to do with what's best for you. And so you might be a talker, you might be the best salesperson, but to deal with yourself, don't sell yourself something you don't need. Don't talk yourself into something that you cannot handle. They may benefit us, and we may use those traits in the world, and they pay off big all the time. I understand that. But the way that and so through tough times, cultivating a growth mindset for you looks very different than how you cultivate a growing mindset for those around you. If you're a leader, if you're inspiring, if you're doing a lot out in the community. And so embrace challenges as a chance to learn, adapt, and become more resilient. This doesn't mean learn and adapt for everyone and for this and that. No. This means for you. What benefits you the most? Okay, so by framing your perspective and focusing on what you can learn from difficult experiences, you empower yourself to navigate through tough times with a more positive and forward-thinking mindset. So positive means this has happened, let me look for a solution. Not this happens, I'm gonna overcome it, teach it, give it, blah, blah, blah. None of that mess. It means, what is it for you? What did you do for yourself? What did you learn for yourself, right? And obviously a forward-thinking mindset means you can see the outcome. Even though you gotta go through the mess a little bit, you can see the outcome, and that's so important to have a forward-thinking mindset. Number 333. Yeah, here we go. Hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's making sense to you. This is about you and how you deal with things. Don't forget, the subject for today is navigating through times with difficult times, tough times, testing times with resilience. All right, number 3. Here we go. Seek support and connection. It's so important to have people around you and to turn to them, not only in good times, but bad times. And those that you turn to during those times that you're down, that kind of identifies those that maybe those relationships that you should invest more into, because there's a trust there that doesn't exist, with anyone else. And so those are very important relationships to have. When facing hardships, remember that you don't have to go through it alone. If you go through things alone, you have chosen that for yourself. For the most part, in most cases, people are loving, caring, and kind to those that they're friends with and those that are family. We want to be there for people, to offer them support, to offer them an ear. It's just that we don't get an opportunity sometimes. And those people you think aren't there for you, maybe that says something about you and me, that we haven't given them an opportunity to speak into our lives, to help us, right? To help us get back up, to remotivate us, to give us strength to keep going. And so you don't have to go through it alone, but if you are, or if you have in the past, that was your choice. Reach out to friends, family, or a support group to share your thoughts and feelings. If this isn't established in your life yet, maybe make it a to-do and figure out who those people are, who that group is, and begin to use it. Tough times, if they're not here now, they will be here at some point, and it's best not to go through it alone. All right, here we go. Connecting with others not only provides emotional support, we talked about emotions a while ago, but also offers different perspectives and coping strategies. In other words, you don't ever know what other people have gone through until you start sharing what you are going through. And although you got to go through it in your way and learn what you need to learn, they may have figured something out that might help you. Now, I'm not saying use their strategy all the way, but the cheat code exists with those who have experience, and you won't know that until you start opening up and giving people that opportunity to be there for you. And so don't hesitate to lean on a support system and let them be there for you. Building a strong network of relationships can be a powerful resource during challenging times. Do you have that? Do you have a support group? If not, start working on it. Start figuring out who's a good listener, who gives great advice, who has been through a lot and overcame a lot. That's a very important thing. It might be an individual, it might be a group, but my hope is that you can find that support group, that support person. I would hate to go through things alone. I want to go through them knowing that I can lean on some friends to be there for me, whether it just be an attaboy or giving me advice, you name it. There's a variety of ways that people can offer you support and strength just to keep going. So in a nutshell, when you're dealing with rough patches, right? When you're in tough times, it's okay to recognize that you're feeling, to recognize your feelings. Keep that growth mindset going and reach out to a solid friend or a support system, support group. But when you put these things into play, you're not just gonna weather the storm. You're building up resilience, you're tapping into an inner strength, and coming out of this tough situation with a deeper, better understanding of yourself and serious personal growth. That you might end up there again, but the pain and how much it kind of made you fall back, it won't be the same. You'll be better. And so the key is not to say, I never want to go through tough times. Tough times will come, but when they do, will they meet a new, better, stronger, more resilient you every time. And so my hope is that not my hope that you're going through something difficult, but if there's difficult times right now, that you look at yourself and you say, I need help. Allow yourself to reach out to those who care about you and want to help you. Don't go through it alone. You can make it through. And so keep your head up, man. Keep your head up and just keep on fighting. And I'm going to leave you with this quote. And the quote is this: tough times never last, but tough people do. And that is from Schuler. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to this coffee break. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope that it helps you. Don't forget, if you want to get a hold of us, let us know if this was helpful. Hit the like button. Follow us on Instagram. All of the links for what we're doing for the Failed Podcast and all the stuff that we're producing is down below. And subscribe to this page. This is where we're going to be putting all of our coffee breaks from now on. They're going to be under this page. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to this coffee break. And y'all have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.